You could be larger than life, bigger than the world, living out the hopes and dreams of every boy and every girl. You could fly higher than the sky, shine brighter than the stars. You can live all you ever you could.
Welcome to the 125th commencement of the University of Idaho. Now entering are the faculty of the university. A long tradition at the university is for the faculty to form two columns through which the graduation candidates will pass. College of Graduate Studies. The College of Graduate Studies is led today by highlight student Dylan Hensley. Dylan has completed excellent genetic research with a focus on biological drivers for grazing preferences in sheep. Leading the university's research and creative activities at the graduate level is the College of Graduate Studies. Formalized in 1925, the college encompasses all graduate programs within the university. College of Law. Emphasizing quality over quantity and delivering a focused curriculum to students completing their Juris Doctor's degrees, the College of Law provides one outstanding law program with two locations. The College of Agricultural and Life Sciences is being led today by highlight student Sarah Siebert. Sarah was nominated by her Department of Plant Sciences as the College of Ag and Life Sciences highlight student. While an undergraduate student at the University of Idaho, Sarah's many activities included Plant and Soil Science Club, where she was an officer, the Student Idaho Cattle Association, and she played clarinet in the marching band her freshman year. The College of Agricultural and Life Sciences is leading the way in finding solutions to the world's most critical challenges. Every day, faculty, students, and staff in the College of Agricultural and Life Sciences provide real-life solutions that advance the health and welfare of people, animals, and the environment. Whether it's in the classroom, at one of 9 research and extension facilities, or through interaction in local University of Idaho Extension offices, CALS makes a difference in the lives of Idahoans and the world beyond. The College of Art and Architecture. The College of Art and Architecture is being led today by highlight student Elaine Zollinger. Elaine plans to continue on with a Master's of Architecture here at the University of Idaho. Over the next several years, she will work toward her NCIDQ certification for interior architecture, as well as a certification and licensure for architecture. Her goal is to work internationally for a multidisciplinary firm with a focus on civic buildings and community centers. The College of Art and Architecture teaches the integrated concepts of art, design, and technology. College of Business and Economics is being led today by highlight student John Emerson Bird. Emerson was selected because he displayed excellent leadership in the classroom throughout his time at the College of Business and Economics, taking the lead in group projects and presentation. He embodies what it means to be kind, hardworking, professional, and respected. The College of Business and Economics believes that students best learn business by doing business. Students gain real-world experience beyond the classroom. They join real ventures and solve challenges for businesses and communities. The College of Business and Economics Vandals are managing marketing consulting contracts, trading financial securities and commodities, improving processes for regional businesses, helping rural communities prepare tax returns, and launching their own businesses. The College of Business and Economics, those students also benefit from strong partnerships, touring inner workings of businesses with industry giants and successful entrepreneurs, researching with professors to immeasurably impact communities, and intertwining at incredible places from Seattle to Portland and Boise to Bangkok. College of Education, Health, and Human Sciences. The College of Education, Health, and Human Sciences is being led today by highlight student Tiffany Watts. Tiffany was selected both for her leadership in her community and for her impressive academic accomplishments. After serving in the Army and deploying to Afghanistan in 2009, she began volunteering with Girl Scout programs aimed at empowering young women. This experience solidified her decision to pursue teaching. The College of Education, Health, and Human Sciences provides educational programs that emphasize leadership at all levels and are based on the latest research findings. The College of Education, Health, and Human Sciences has become a destination for students in search of innovation and excellence. The college graduates a significant portion of Idaho's K-12 teachers and administrators and movement science professionals. College of Engineering. College of Engineering is being led today by highlight student Kenny Scheffler. Kenny has accepted a full-time position in Schweitzer Engineering Laboratories in their Denver office. In his role as an associate project engineer in power protection, Kenny will assist with research and projects involving the protection of electrical equipment from outages and other fluctuations in power supply that could compromise performance or safety. The College of Engineering was recognized by the National Academy of Engineering as one of the top 7 senior design programs in the nation for infusing real-world experiences into engineering education. The University of Idaho College of Engineering is known for providing educational programs that include hands-on design and research experience using sound fundamentals. With nearly 20,000 graduates and more than 125 years of research and education, the College of Engineering offers degree programs and certificates in a variety of fields, including cybersecurity, computer science, and chemical and biological engineering. Programs are offered in Moscow, Boise, Coeur d'Alene, and Idaho Falls. The college's Grand Challenge Scholars Program is one of the only undergraduate programs of its kind in Idaho, preparing students to graduate with the skills necessary to take on the biggest challenges of the 21st century. Each April, the college hosts the Engineering Design Expo, the longest-running student engineering innovation showcase in the Pacific Northwest. The College of Letters, Arts, and Social Sciences. The College of Letters, Arts, and Social Sciences is being led today by a highlight student, Sadie Garcia, from Pocatello, Idaho. Sadie's experience in the Department of Sociology and Anthropology epitomizes the ideal student experiences in the College of Letters, Arts, and Social Sciences. In addition to finding academic success in the classroom, Sadie embraced opportunities that helped her grow as an individual and leader, including serving on the executive board for the Criminology Club, as a mentor for the TRIO program, and as an orientation leader and an ambassador for the college. Sadie expanded her in-class learning by participating in unique educational experiences. She traveled to London in spring of 2019 as part of the Idaho Criminology Abroad and was one of 12 students to be part of the first Inside Out class cooperatively offered through the University of Idaho and the Idaho Correctional Institute in Orofino. The College of Letters, Arts, and Social Sciences has students majoring in what is to think, create, and act in the world through learning experiences that take place both in and out of the classroom, collaborate, working relationships with faculty and the community, and the production of original research and creative works that inspire, challenge, and transform society. The College of Letters, Arts, and Social Sciences offers a quality liberal arts experience offered by faculty members that are nationally recognized researchers, scholars, and artists. As the largest division of the university, the College of Letters, Arts, and Social Sciences is proud to offer 46 undergraduate majors, including 6 fully online degrees, 40 minors, and 17 graduate-level programs that allow students to turn their passions and interests into their careers. The College of Natural Resources. The College of Natural Resources is being led today by highlight student Tyler J. Carnes from Graham, Washington. The College of Natural Resources is proud to highlight Tyler as the outstanding graduate student. Tyler has been an engaged, positive contributor to the College of Natural Resources and Forestry program during his academic career. His faculty speak strongly of his academic abilities in the classroom, in addition to his leadership and involvement with the Society of American Foresters student chapter. He will no doubt represent the College of Natural Resources well and have a positive impact in the forestry industry in the Northwest. The College of Natural Resources is ranked among the best natural resource programs in the country and is rated #1 for value. Our students learn in some of the most amazing outdoor classrooms in the world, the forests, rivers, and wildernesses of Idaho. They regularly engage in work experiences and internships that give them practical knowledge and skills that they need to launch their careers. They conduct research as undergrads, working directly with faculty on projects that have an impact here in Idaho and around the world. Graduates today will join a community of alumni who are leading the way to better manage and conserve our natural resources. The College of Science. The College of Science is being led today by a highlight student, Alice Castle. Alice graduates today with degrees in biology and microbiology with a grade point average of 3.93. She has participated in the University of Idaho's honors program and served as a student ambassador for the College of Science. Alice is an accomplished researcher and has worked for 2 years with Professor Dave Tank in the Biological Sciences Department on projects. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the entrance of the platform party, followed by the officer candidates for 2019. On the platform today, Ginger Carney, Jerry McMurtry, Dennis Becker, Gerald Long, Ben Hunter, Michael Perella, Sean Quinlan, Shauna Corey, Larry Stoffer, Daryl Woolley, Yolanda Bisbee, Jeff Siegmiller, Joy Fisher, William Kendall, Blaine Eccles, Jacob Lockhart, Janet Nelson, Dean Kaler, Mary Kay McFadden, Lindsay Brown, Brian Foisey, Annie Rowe, Daniel Ewert, Kathy Barnard, Seth View, David Whitehead, John Winsek, Allie Carr Shellman, Terrence Grebe, Scott Green, the 19th president of the University of Idaho. The mace is being placed today by Faculty Senate Chair Terrence Grebe. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the presentation of the colors by the ROTC Joint Color Guard, followed by the performance of our national anthem by student Elias Anderson in the College of Letters, Arts, and Social Sciences.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please welcome the chair of the University of Idaho Faculty Senate, Dr. Terrence Grebe.
Please be seated. Good afternoon. It is my honor to welcome you to the University of Idaho's 2019 Winter Commencement, the time to honor our students' crowning achievement. Please join me in welcoming the 19th President of the University of Idaho, C. Scott Green.
Thank you, Dr. Grebe, for opening our commencement ceremony and your service as the chair of Faculty Senate. I also want to thank the University Wind Ensemble, conducted by Assistant Professor and Director of Band, Mark Thiel. Thank you. Thank you as well to Elias Anderson for his performance of our national anthem. The presentation of colors was made by a joint color guard comprised of cadets from Idaho's Army, Navy, and Air Force ROTC units. Also, thank you to our floor and college marshals and for the leadership of Dr. Rula Awad Rafferty, lead marshal for our ceremony today. And finally, thank you to Jeremy Falk, our announcer and our voice from above. I welcome our special guests, representing the University of Idaho Foundation, Executive Director Joy Fisher. Representing the University of Idaho Alumni Association, Executive Director Kathy Barnard. A big thank you to these guests for being with us this afternoon. Students, parents, families, deans, faculty, and honored guests, welcome to the University of Idaho in Moscow, in the heart of ancestral Nez Perce territory, from where our land-grant university has unending impact on the state of Idaho through our mission of education, outreach, and service. This is the 125th commencement year for the University of Idaho. More than 122,000 students have earned more than 131,000 degrees since the first graduates walked across our stage in 1896. That tradition continues today. 612 graduates are joining the ranks of Vandal alumni this winter. Among them is Jessica Matsaw of Pocatello. Jessica is a member of the Shoshone-Bannock tribes and is earning her Master of Education in Curriculum and Instruction. She served as a student teacher this semester in Fort Hall. She already has a job lined up to put her degree to use, educating and elevating Shoshone-Bannock students. Jessica is already a Vandal alumna. She earned her bachelor's degree in sociology 2 years ago as a member of our Indigenous Knowledge for Effective Education program, also known as IKEEP. IKEEP students learn the best ways to serve Native American communities through cultural teaching. Education and outreach is our mission, and Jessica is forever part of the Vandal family, preparing the future leaders of our state as an educator with a Vandal degree as her blueprint. Thank you, Jessica, for serving as a role model for the next generation of students and representing how a degree from the University of Idaho is making our world better. Jessica is earning one of 132 master's degrees today. I'm pleased to report we are also issuing 444 baccalaureate degrees, 22 doctoral degrees, 9 law degrees, and 5 specialist degrees this semester. This class of graduates has met the rigorous requirements of a University of Idaho education. You are well prepared and ready to compete at the highest levels. Our partners in industry tell me our graduates are the most sought after because they show up ready to contribute. My grandfather used to say to me that an education is something that no one can ever take away from you. I have found these words to be true. A University of Idaho degree is a valuable asset, and your education will serve you well throughout your life. I've learned the value of a Vandal education in the 35 years since I graduated with an accounting degree in 1984. I was born in Moscow, and I was raised in Boise, and I never thought I'd end up in New York or travel to the corners of the earth working for the world's largest law firms. Your career can take you surprising places if you let it. The hardest part is finding the right opportunity and realizing when it's there. For me, one opportunity presented itself when I headed east in my old Dodge Omni hatchback. One thing I didn't know when I left is that I've learned since is how well the University of Idaho prepared me. I found throughout my career that I was often better prepared to compete at the highest levels than those with more well-known pedigrees. Graduates, you've earned your right to compete, to navigate your own path. This is an exciting time of your life. It's a time to take some risks, to work hard, to make a difference. Taking smart risks can provide rewards you never thought imaginable. Vandals are running boardrooms across this country, seeking justice in our courtrooms, working across the world for companies like Disney, Boeing, and Micron. They're in our classrooms across Idaho and the West. They're healing our family members in Idaho hospitals. They're in the corridors of power in both Boise and Washington, D.C., and they're even on the field in the NFL playing for the Seattle Seahawks and the New Orleans Saints. Some of you will stay close to home. Some will end up in remote areas of our planet. You'll all end up doing things you've never imagined, working with people from around the world. You are joining the ranks of those leaders. You've put in the long hours studying. You've put tens of thousands of words on paper. Many of you have already tested your skills in the laboratory, the field, and in corporate offices. Set your sights on something great. Always be prepared to operate a little bit out of your comfort zone. It'll be hard. There will be setbacks, but your Vandal family will be here to provide support to you along the way. Know you've always got your University of Idaho degree to fall back on. You will always have the Vandal Network to help you chart your path. You are now ambassadors for our Vandal family. Keep telling your Vandal story. We'll be right here cheering you on. Congratulations, and go Vandals. Seated behind me and on the floor are some of the University of Idaho's leadership. This includes student leadership, as well as the vice presidents, deans, vice provosts, faculty, and staff leadership, as well as our honored guests. Members of the platform party, please rise. Thank you for your leadership and dedication to the students of this great institution. Ladies and gentlemen, the platform party. Please be seated. A full list of the university leadership can be found in your commencement program. Our commencement speaker, Alma Shellman, is Dean of the College of Education, Health, and Human Services at the University of Idaho. She leads a college that sits at the nexus of the most important issues to Idahoans today, health and education. Her students go out and educate future Vandals and all of Idaho. The college is celebrating its 100th birthday in 2020. We're excited to have Ali here today. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our 2019 winter commencement speaker, Ali Carr Shellman.
We are 100 years old. Thank you, President Green, and to all of the University of Idaho for this great honor. I feel very privileged to be given the opportunity to offer the commencement address on the eve of the College of Education, Health and Human Sciences 100th anniversary. I want to extend my personal welcome to each and every one of you, to faculty and staff, family and friends, and an especially warm welcome and huge congratulations to our graduating class of fall 2019. I want to take you all on a little journey, a journey back in time. Just imagine what life would have been like back then, 100 years ago, in 1920 Idaho. For decades, farming, logging, and mining had been primary occupations for families living in northern Idaho. The scenery wasn't all that different back then, with the rolling hills of the Palouse, the robust forests surrounding it, the far-off rustic mining towns that produced silver and gold. Teachers' salaries were around $90 a month. That would be about 50 cents an hour if the teacher worked 40 hours a week, which of course she didn't. She would take work home each night and arrive early the next morning to stoke the fire so that the one-room schoolhouse could be warm enough for students to learn. To be a teacher then, you only needed to be 16 years of age with a high school diploma, causing one critic of the state of Idaho's education to proclaim, "Idaho children are protected from poor doctors, but not from poor teachers." By 1920, most teachers were women who were not allowed to marry and were not allowed to go out in the evenings. They sometimes had 50 to 60 students in a one-room school, students who traveled hours by foot from rural farms to get their education. While most women teachers intended only to teach for a short time, awaiting a spouse at the altar, some found true freedom in the wider world of teaching. They found new ideas, service to others, and opportunity to escape what PBS described as a life of drab labor, isolation, or frivolity. Indeed, teaching gave women a window into the wider world of ideas, politics, and public usefulness. 75% of teachers are women in 1920 Idaho, but they are carefully controlled by mostly male administrators. Most of them felt disempowered, spied upon, and desperate for adequate facilities and materials. They felt left behind by boards of businessmen and parents who had little firsthand knowledge of classroom practices. Teachers typically took care of the physical plant needs of their own rundown schools. And while many African American students were integrated into Idaho's early schools, 1920 would mark the shame of the church-run Native American boarding school. Yet determined Idaho teachers soldiers on. Railroads carrying transportation trains ran to and from various parts of this great state, some of which arrived in a town that has become very familiar to us in the past 4 or 5 years. Special trains would bring hundreds of students from southern Idaho, northern Idaho, and various locations in the east. These students a century ago sustained long train rides for the simple opportunity to attend an outstanding land-grant university in a little town called Moscow. But train rides aside, to college aside, things weren't all that easy back then. Rural Idaho was facing teacher scarcity. University of Idaho education students were more than aware of this issue, and they wanted to make a difference. Ethel Redfield, the state superintendent of public instruction at the time, in a reflection on this difficult issue, said, "Obstacles in the form of the greatest of discouragements and oppositions have been confronted, which brought periods of deepest depression. But being true Idahoans, they looked into that storm, and while others told them they could not withstand the storm, they replied as brave and bold vandals, 'We are the storm.' And they went forward to teach rural Idaho children in these difficult circumstances." Remember, this was the frontier West, and the importance of an educated populace was central to our American identity. These Idaho teachers daily fulfilled the lyrics from the Pioneer Farm song, "For the nations must remember, Uncle Sam is not a fool, where the people do the voting and the children go to school." Indeed, they persevered. After years of trial, discouragement, and an unknown future, every year more and more counties saw in Idaho new teachers. These early teachers devoted their lives to changing others' lives, to changing the very face of teaching and education in Idaho, to better the state, to better America, to better the world. They strove to educate the youth who they knew had the potential to become educators themselves, to become engineers, doctors, businessmen, farmers, architects. As stated in the Idaho Teacher from 1927, the success of the university depends largely on the success of every public school in the state, and the success of every public school depends in part on the success of the university. We stand or fall together, since our aim is common. The outstanding education that you've just received from the University of Idaho is in large part due to these dedicated teachers from 100 years ago, who walked the same campus, who were full of ideas, who were passionate, who made a difference in this world. I share this history with you because I think it is important to look at these teachers and ask, how did they do it? What was important to them? What virtues did they practice? What gave them character, influence, grit, and honor? These are the questions that I ask you to reflect on in your own lives as you leave the Moscow campus and move your Vandal spirit out into the world. And okay, so now is the time that I give you my advice, right? So what's the one thing I want you to remember? I want you to aspire to be like a 1920s Idaho teacher. Like that 1920s Idaho teacher, commit yourself to humble service. You may be thinking, but my career isn't really service-oriented, but it is. Everything you do can be an act of service if you do it with intentionality and selflessness. You're walking up on this stage today with a business degree, put your customer first. You're graduating with an architecture degree. Your designs are for someone. Think of them, their lives, and their well-being. Maybe you're graduating in graphic design, English, engineering, architecture, natural resources, science, or art. How can you serve those around you? If you find yourself in a job right out of college that doesn't seem to value or prioritize service, choose to serve anyway. That 1920s Idaho teacher knew service to others is foundational to a happy life, because with humility and authenticity, our sense of fulfillment and freedom is found. The next way I want you to be like a 1920s Idaho teacher is to practice perseverance. You all know how to do this. For those of you who are celebrating your undergraduate, you just got through the last 4 years by practicing perseverance. For master's and doctoral students, your accomplishment has required a great deal of perseverance. Don't lose that drive, that grit. Remember when classes nearly led you to your breaking point and there were moments you just felt like tapping out. If you're discouraged, I want you to remember a 1920s Idaho teacher perched atop her one-room schoolhouse in the dead of winter, patching a roof so her students could learn without snow falling into their books. I challenge you to be that dedicated. The greatest achievements can't be made if you don't give them the opportunity to exist. Like a 1920s Idaho teacher, you must work with a purpose. This shouldn't be so hard to do, right? Because each and every one of you was made with purpose, and I believe that each of you was made for greatness rather than for mediocrity. Each of you has it in you to work with purpose, to work with passion. For your work to be driven by the fire in your heart, not just the ideas in your head. Your flame mixed with ideas leads to that combustion that we all desire, and that is what makes the greatness in you come to life. To work with purpose doesn't necessarily mean that you have to achieve the most grandiose of accomplishments. It means choosing greatness in the littlest of things and giving it your best in everything you do. 1920s Idaho teachers knew, as Confucius wrote, if you plan for 1 year, you plant rice. If you plan for 10 years, you plant trees. But if you plan for 100 years, you educate children. They most surely planned for 100 years. When you waver in your purpose-driven life, I want you to think of a 1920s Idaho school teacher heavy in her boots, trudging through the snow at day's break as she makes her way past logging camps with purpose in her step. She knows her calling. She knows what she was made for. Finally, never stop learning. That 1920s Idaho teacher learned so much every day about her students, about the subjects she taught, about how to do her job just a little bit better today than she did it yesterday. Now, you just knew some university professor was going to get up here and tell you that your learning isn't finished, right? It's called lifelong learning for a reason, and please don't groan, but there is yet much to learn in your life ahead. Relish those opportunities. Seek them out. When you step into your new job, do everything you can to learn new skills and gain new wisdom. A huge benefit to a lifelong learner is that it turns you into a well-rounded person. It takes you out of a box and allows you to ground yourself in wide open spaces. In fact, those early Idaho teachers were lifelong learners, moving outside of their comfort zones of, what was it? Drab labor, isolation, and frivolity. Indeed, they took their lives and the future of our state in their hands and shaped them into what brings us to this very day. I like to think that those Idaho pioneer teachers would be very happy 100 years later to see what they've accomplished by looking at all of you today. So that's my advice. Your experience of the world may be quite different than that of those who graduated a century ago. You may not be driven to educate more of Idaho's young people. Your career probably looks different than this, but you, like them, have a purpose. You, like them, have great ideas that are valuable and worth sharing. You, like them, are passionate about things that are worth being passionate about. You, like them, have the capacity to change the world, whether that's in big ways or in little ways. I'm fairly sure those early teachers could scarcely imagine what they've brought about here today. Any way in which the world is changed for the better is a great victory. My advice is be like a 1920s Idaho teacher. Are you ready for that challenge? So now, I have the privilege to send you off, to send each and every one of you bright, brave, and bold. You who have so much to offer. The last thing I hope for any of you to do is to fall prey to the grand narratives of big salaries or powerful positions. Although there isn't anything wrong with these things, it isn't where happiness is found. Remember, happiness isn't found in the corner office or the expensive fast car or even the C-suite. Indeed, the 1920s Idaho teacher knew happiness is found in relationships, a spiritual life, humble service, purpose-driven work. This is where happiness is found. Now, get out there and find your happiness. Congratulations and go Vandals!
Allie, could you come back to the podium for just a moment? I'd just like to thank you. We certainly appreciate your sharing your story and your wisdom with us. It's just a small token of our appreciation for that. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. So I invite you to read more about Dean Carr Chalman in the commencement program. Now I invite Provost and Executive Vice President John Winsack, Registrar Lindsey Brown, and Faculty Commencement Committee Chair Annie Rowe to join me in conferring our honorary degree. An honorary degree is awarded to a person deserving of honor by virtue of scholarly distinction, noteworthy public service, or significant contributions to the state of Idaho.
May I present David E. Whitehead for the degree Honorary Doctor of Engineering.
David Whitehead. Upon the recommendation of the faculty and with the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents and the University of Idaho, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Engineering, together with all its rights, honors, privileges, and responsibilities.
David E. Whitehead is Chief Executive Officer at Schweitzer Engineering Laboratories, where he oversees the company's global operations, including research and development, quality, sales, marketing, engineering services, manufacturing, and business areas. For more than a decade, Whitehead led SEL Research and Development Division, an 800-person multidisciplinary team responsible for the research, design, development, and testing of systems that manage, monitor, and control critical electric infrastructure. A recognized leader in utility and industrial control system cybersecurity, Whitehead's inventions have led to breakthroughs in advancing cybersecurity in the energy sector. He has been instrumental in growing the company's research and development division and in leading the development of the steady stream of inventions to come out of SEL. He has been awarded more than 73 patents around the world. The University of Idaho is proud to confer upon David E. Whitehead, a most distinguished individual, the degree Doctor of Engineering.
Jonathan Siegel couldn't be here today to receive an Honorary Doctor of Arts. Jonathan, class of '84, is considered one of the most successful and pioneering residential architects in the United States. We look forward to awarding him an honorary doctorate in May. You can read more about our distinguished honorees in your commencement program. A tradition of the University of Idaho is administering the oath of office for the commissions of the Officer Education Program candidates. This is achieved at the same time they earn their degrees. It's an honor to ask Lieutenant Colonel Seth W. View, Chair of our Department of Military Science, United States Army, to administer the oath of office for those to be commissioned in the Armed Forces of the United States.
Will the individuals designated for appointment as commissioned officers in the Armed Forces of the United States please stand? Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your full name. Do solemnly swear to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. That I take this obligation freely, without mental reservation or purpose of evasion. That I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which I am about to enter. So help me God. Ladies and gentlemen, the newest vandal leaders of your armed forces.
You may be seated. Congratulations to all the commissioned officers. I know you will serve your fellow citizens, your country, and the world well with the supreme aim of peace and harmony, both at home and abroad. We thank you for your sacrifice, courage, and commitment. It is a privilege and a joy to work with our very talented and committed student leaders. I'd like to have stand William Kendall, President of the Student Bar Association, and Jacob Lockhart, President of the Associate Students of the University of Idaho. On behalf of the University of Idaho, thank you for your commitment to your fellow students, your example of leadership, and your spirit of selfless service. At this time, I'd like to invite Jacob Lockhart, President of the Associate Students of the University of Idaho, to say a few words.
Before I begin, I want to direct your attention to the video board. Let's see how some of our seniors have prepared over the past 4 years.
This last weekend I actually did.
Yes, I did.
Definitely have.
I brought a blanket and my PJs to the library. Stayed there all night.
I pull like all-nighters like probably like twice a week. Yeah, especially around finals week. Yeah.
Dude, I don't know how people do that, man. Like, I need my beauty sleep, man.
I thought I had an 8:30 on Monday, and I went straight to the door, but it ended up being Sunday, so it was 8:30 on a Sunday, and it just wasn't class. It was Sunday.
It was actually funny because I was the TA for the class, and I like showed up with my lesson plan like ready to teach, and like I was like, oh, my students are late. Like I was so mad at them. And then I like looked at my phone and I was like, it's 10 minutes after, and then I like texted my other TAs and they were like, yeah, we don't have class today. So
I don't read my email before I go.
I'm bad at checking my email. So I'll just show up and sit there, and then it takes me a few minutes before I realize.
Oh, I just do that like twice a week. I'm just tired.
I have a friend who always went to class in her PJs. She's like, I don't care. I don't need to dress up for anybody. And then I was like, neither do I.
I did it for extra credit. It was a shark onesie.
Oh, she's committed.
You don't
Committed.
do that. Yeah, a lot of times when people ask me to like sign up for things, I always put a fake number down.
You know those like Pinterest board things of like the fake numbers? I definitely have
Which one
like
did you use?
the hotline of like this person is rejecting you, like that one. That's what I gave him.
Oh, see, you're nice. I always give them Pizza Hut so they can be like, they can eat it and read it.
My only tattoo, I regretted it like the day after I got it.
Does it count if my mom regrets it?
My first tattoo, when I told her I was gonna have one, she's like, "No, you can't have it unless it's gonna be my name." So I got her name tattooed.
yeah.
You want to show us?
Regret it.
Yeah, you want to show
show
it? You have one on your lip?
It says Pura Vida.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Pura Vida.
When did you get that?
So I got it in Costa Rica when I studied abroad over the summer.
Does your family know?
No. Sorry, Mom.
Nobody knows.
Okay, so now on to some more serious things. Congratulations, graduates. Today is your day. Today, my objective is not to provide some grand inspirational message, because the reality is I should be taking life advice from all of you rather than the other way around. Those in this room have excelled through a system of higher education that has for many years of our lives challenged our hearts and minds through individual and collective education. Now, as the journey outward begins, my objective today is to ask that no matter where each of you end up, please take care of one another and build up whatever community you find yourself in. The power of community is strong, and it resonates across the globe and beyond. It is tempting to think only of self, to think of only personal preservation, to put oneself so readily before everyone else. And please don't confuse my message. Self-care is incredibly important, but perhaps my message is best summarized by the words of Gandhi. The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. How satisfying would it be to wake up every morning knowing that everyone around you not only cares about you, but is actively working to see you succeed? How peaceful would it be to go to work each day knowing that you are loved and trusted by your community and your peers? How ultimately gratifying would it be that when you fall asleep each night, you know that your actions made a difference, no matter how big or small, toward the betterment of another's life, knowing that everyone is working to make that same difference for you? This is the community we can have wherever we go if our actions reflect our desires. This is the world we can live in. The great development of our human society comes directly from what we can achieve together rather than individually, because this is a world in which we are all in together, as Marshall McLuhan reminds us in saying, "There are no passengers aboard Spaceship Earth. We are all crew." Perfection does not exist. We do not need a handful of people lifting up our communities perfectly. Instead, we need millions of people working to lift up our communities imperfectly. This is my message to the room, that wherever you go and whatever you do it well and do it wisely. Love unapologetically. Lose yourself in the service of others and build your community wherever that might be here on Spaceship Earth. Thank you.
Thank you, Jacob. Provost and Executive Vice President Winsek will now announce those receiving honors.
In continuing to acknowledge excellence at our university, we recognize undergraduate students who are graduating with special honors today. Will the students please stand as I call your honors designation and remain standing? I ask the audience to please hold their applause until all honorees are standing. Cum laude, with distinction, the Bronze Honor Cord. This is the top 10% of their college class. I'm sure there's some of you there. Magna cum laude, with great distinction. This is the Silver Honor Cord. This is the top 6% of your college class. Summa cum laude, with highest distinction, the Gold Honor Cord, the top 3% of their college class. We also invite members of our honors program, numerous honors societies, organizations, veterans, and all others with honor cords to please stand and be recognized. You have brought distinction to yourselves and to our university through your high achievements as student scholars. We honor your hard work and commitment to learning, and we look to you for leadership in upholding high standards for yourself and for your peers. Thank you, and congratulations.
Now, Provost Winsek will announce the granting of university degrees.
We are about to begin the granting of degrees to all candidates who have met the requirements for the baccalaureate, master's, specialist, and doctoral degrees. The requirements set forth by the faculty at the University of Idaho have been completed through formal study. Degrees will be conferred on all candidates present today, as well as upon all absentees who have been duly excused. Will the candidates for the baccalaureate degree please stand? This is the bachelor's degree. President Green, these candidates are recommended by their respective faculty to be awarded the baccalaureate degree.
So by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University of Idaho, I hereby confer upon each of you the bachelor's degree earned with all its rights, honors, privileges, and responsibilities. In testimony wherefore you will receive the diploma of the University of Idaho. Congratulations. You may be seated.
Will the candidates for master's and specialist degrees please stand? Each of you has completed satisfactorily rigorous advanced studies in academic disciplines. President Green, these candidates are recommended by their respective faculty to receive master's or specialist degrees so earned.
By the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University of Idaho, I hereby confer upon each of you the specialist degree or master's degree earned with all its rights, honors, privileges, and responsibilities. In testimony whereof you will receive the diploma of the University of Idaho. Congratulations. You may be seated.
Will the candidates for the degrees Doctor of Philosophy, Doctor of Education, Doctor of Athletic Training, and Juris Doctor please stand? Each of you has completed satisfactorily rigorous advanced studies in academic disciplines. President Green, these candidates are recommended by their respective faculty to receive Doctor of Philosophy, Doctor of Education, Doctor of Athletic Training, and Juris Doctor so earned.
By the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University of Idaho, I hereby confer upon each of you the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Doctor of Education, Doctor of Athletic Training, and Juris Doctorate, earned with all its rights, honors, privileges, and responsibilities. In testimony whereof you will receive the diploma of the University of Idaho. Congratulations. This is to you now.
Will the marshals please escort the candidates for the degrees of Doctor of Philosophy, Doctor of Education, Doctor of Athletic Training, and Juris Doctor to the stage to receive their degrees. Please be followed by the master's, specialist, and baccalaureate degrees. We ask that all candidates, after receiving their degrees, please stay for the rest of the ceremony out of respect to the other graduates and their families. Students receiving the doctorate are given a doctoral hood. It is our tradition at commencement for the doctoral candidate to be hooded by his or her major professor. Marshals, please escort the candidates to the stage.
Students graduating with a doctoral degree will be greeted by Dean Jerry McMurtry. Muhammad Omar Al-Asi, Civil Engineering, is being hooded by the Major Professor Imad A. Qasim. Dissertation title, Tire Pavement Interaction, Experimental Measurements and Modeling. Hamza Mohammed Abd al-Krim al-Qwimi is being hooded by the Major Professor Imad A. Qasim. Dissertation title, Innovative Assessment Tests and Indicators for Performance-Based Asphalt Mix Design. Juan Carlos Lopez, Mechanical Engineering, is being hooded by the Major Professor John C. Crepo. The dissertation title, Ionizing Radiation Sensitivity of Hydroxyl-Terminated Polybutadiene Solid Propellant. Kenetta Lee Nunn, Bioinformatics and Computational Biology, is being hooded by the Major Professor Larry J. Forney. Dissertation title, Elucidating Mechanisms that Determine the Abundances of Lactobacillus Species in the Human Vagina. Andrew Lloyd Robinson, Food Science, is being hooded by the Major Professor Dojin Ryu. Dissertation title, Interdisciplinary Approaches in Food Safety to Expand Mycotoxin Detection, Compare Bacterial Transfer Rates, and Forecast Fungal Inoculum Under Climate Change. David Eric Seaman, Natural Resources, is being hooded by the Major Professor Paul Edward Gessler. Dissertation title, Agricultural Insurance Loss and Relationships to Climate Across the Inland Pacific Northwest region of the United States. Rebecca Anna Whitnock Huber, Water Resources Science and Management, is being hooded by the Major Professor Barbara Ann Cousins. Dissertation title, Science Transcending Boundaries, the Roles of Gender, Power, and Place in Community-Based Research and Adaptive Capacity. Maria Zubkova, Natural Resources, is being hooded by the Major Professor Luigi Boschetti. Dissertation title, Spatiotemporal Variability of Wildfires and Their Climate Drivers from Continental to Global Scale. Students graduating with a Juris Doctor degree will be greeted by Dean Gerald Long and hooded by Richard Seaman and Barbara Cousins. Daniel Hans T. Hansen. Martin McLaren Rose. Mandy Lee Valentine. Students graduating with a master's degree will be greeted by Dean Jerry McMurtry. Master's degrees recipients will be read by the college in which the degree was earned. Students graduating with a master's degree in the College of Agricultural and Life Sciences. Dylan Ray Hensley. Kyler Douglas Beck. Susan Hackett. Noel Arthur Hathaway. Kyle Darren Isham. Katrina Grace Johnson. Neira Solo. Dean Taylor. Students graduating with a master's degree in the College of Art and Architecture. Filme Dolor Flores Baja. Ian Klein. Alexander Ford Nelson. Darby Taryn Turnbull. Students graduating with a master's degree in the College of Business and Economics. Aziz Al-Muakul. Mubarak Hassan Al-Mubarak. Caitlin Cole. Gregory Stillman Reed. Keiji Urushima. Students graduating with a master's degree in the College of Education, Health, and Human Sciences. Jeremy James Barron. Rebecca Mae Boysen Taylor. Adam James Sabula. Eric McLean Griffin. Jolynn Lee Hobson. Jessica Matzow. Timothy Olson. Heidi Jo Phillips. Catherine Renee Slaybaugh. Maria Montserrat Stark. Students graduating with a master's degree in the College of Engineering. Alexander Bryce Crosis. Jesus de la Cruz. Ebenezer Fanijo. Fovial Farid Khan. Taufik Abulgasem Mohamed Gedeh. Nierowo Charles Iwiwu. Animesh Patanayak. Matthew Jack Kirkland. Colton Russell Hotchkiss. Vaishnavi Sridhar Kulkarni. Jeffrey McNeil Larson. Jubin George Mathai. Ibukun Adesile Oyewumi. Nihar Manesh Kumar Panchal. Kevin Ramirez. Jesse Jacob Rohr. Eric Leonard Sasita. Fadil Saleh. Subhan Ahmad. Shutu Wang. Students graduating with a master's degree in the College of Law. Zalkar Saidimamatov. Students graduating with a master's degree in the College of Letters, Arts, and Social Sciences. Sharice Cameron. James Kester. Jacob Allen Charles Long. Students graduating with a master's degree in the College of Natural Resources. Manoj Busal. Sinem Gulen. Kevin Michael O'Connor. Jennifer Lee Stackhouse. Angelica M. Tomeko. Christina Thalia Wu. Ethan Alexander White Temple. Henry Sevula. Students graduating with a bachelor's degree in the College of Agricultural and Life Sciences will be greeted by Dean Michael Perella. Sarah Catherine Subert. Caitlin Ray Adams. Morgan M. Morrisroe. Maya Lynn Drake. Tracy Renee Hutchison. Laura Elizabeth Richmond. Jacqueline M. Davis. Song An Ryu. Lily Genevieve Negri. Raylyn Marie Smith. Marie Elizabeth Crawford. Connie Marie Marsan. Sabrina Marie Little. Veronica Sotelo. Karina Faith Moreland. Isaac William Riley. Jennifer Louise Smith. Rainey Alexandra Roberts. Harley Ann Kulo. Michaela Joanna Bledsoe. Cheyenne Hope Hill. Mariko Ray White. Bridget Michelle Rogers. Kendra K. Flavel Decory. Abby Lee Ann Uhlenkott. Natalie Jean Martin. Clay Deanne O'Brien.
I think you go through business.
Evan Patrick Brock. Colton Brady Wonenberg. Lauren K. Anderson. Matthew Leland Lampman. David Haylett. Richard Crookston. Students graduating with a bachelor's degree in the College of Art and Architecture will be greeted by Dean Shauna Corey. Elaine Danielle Zollinger. Rebecca Cromwell. Yibo Chen. Ocean Rihanna Locke. Kevin Daniel Luna. Jessica Lynn Monroe. Sadia Zaman. Courtney Page Bryant. Courtney Lynn Hahn. Xuanlin Li. Students graduating with a bachelor's degree in the College of Business and Economics will be greeted by Associate Dean Darrell Woolley. John Emerson Bird. Mashael Nasser Zaid Al-Mukhaini. Amar Daham M. Alanazi. Bailey Marie Allen. Bailey M. Wood. Connor Lee Allen. Michael David Biancosino. Philip Andrew Browning. Zachary Matan Charm. Jinji Chen. Thomas Franklin Coppola. Catherine M. Craig. Bridger Daniel Dolan, magna cum laude. Diego Elisa Raras. John P. M. Erstad. Lucas Christian Garman. Natalie B. Germain. Kaiser James Gillespie. Rebecca Goncalves Rocha da Silva. Casey Lauren Grant. John Bailey Hickey. Natalie Dawn Jensen. Molly Ann Johnson. James Paul Lasso. Carlos Alberto Longi Neto. Ling Kai Lu. Rebecca Diana Matthews. Sarah Lynn Mayer. Joel Thomas Meinert. Dakota Traver Minto. Kate Elizabeth Murphy. Raven Chase Oborn. June O. Garrett Michael Duke Payton. Maria Ana Pedroso Tavares. Wanyang Chao. Brent Craig Reed. Hannah Michelle Ryman. John Strub. Ling Feng Tang. Seth P. Tiffin. Maxwell Vieweg Whites. Timothy William Wright. Ruojing Wu. Ahmed Balcheder.
Students graduating with a bachelor's degree in the College of Education, Health, and Human Sciences will be greeted by Dean Ali Carr-Shellman. Tiffany Watts. Tanner Joseph Allen. Benjamin R. Babineau. Mackenzie David Morgan Baxter. Elmer Chavez Castrejon. Benjamin Paul Doucette. Madeline Kate Dustin. Kaylee Marie Gehring. Eric James Hale. Trista Jean Herbst. Arden Jones. Grace Nora Kennedy. Molly Lemon Olson. Zachary Philip Lichty. Rochelle Ann Mead. Chelsea Nicole Milsick. Grayson Joseph Aller. Dalton Tanner Pitts. Juliana Marie Pyle. Paige Madison Rupiper. Christian Robert Vaughn. Students graduating with a bachelor's degree in the College of Engineering will be greeted by Dean Larry Stauffer. Kenneth Scheffler, summa cum laude. Nasser Mohammed N. Al-Dasari. Ali Al-Gubari. Salam Al-Hajri. Melud Al-Hasaya. Saleh Mesfer A. Al-Khatami. Khalid Saad A. Al-Mutayri. Mohammed Faraj F. Al-Khatani. James Hudson Angeli. John Henry Bulow. Peng Fei Chen. Hampton Matthew Kugel. Lucas de Lemos Coutinho. Christopher Lee Douglas. Yamini Duggal. Zane Chase Durkin. Joshua William Ellingson. Tyler Don Phelps. Leonard C. Flett. Samuel Foster. Bryce Robert Gravlin. Arif Hussein Hakami. Nathan Michael Haight. Christopher Xavier Holder. Andy Dui Hong. Hai Huang. Bradley E. Hummel. Nathan Andrew Johnson. Austin Neeling Arders. Amy S. Macias. Dylan Robert Kirkpatrick. Ryan Patrick Kirby. Riley Michael Langan. Aaron Ray Ludwig, summa cum laude. Nathan Tyler Miller. Jorge L. Mendoza. Josiah Alec Milsick. Derek Mitten. Keith Charles Murdoch. Alexander J. Newton. Skylar B. Ovanik. Omar Fernando Ruiz. Valerie Frederick Wold. Jenny Evelyn Euling. Armando Raymond Solis. Simeon Paul Drapeau. Lindsay Danielle Smoot. Ling Chao Sun. Andrew Stevens, cum laude. Mohammed Hussein A. Subahi. Adam S. Thurgood. Edgar Velasquez Colin. Brian Michael Williams. Fitsum Woodena. Hua Chin Shua. Yang Shu. Yuan Chen Yan. Students graduating with a bachelor's degree in the College of Letters, Arts, and Social Sciences will be greeted by Dean Sean Quinlan. Sadie Raquel Garcia. Emily Adams. Jessica Destiny Grace Adkins. Katrina Marie Arellano. Riley Ballard. Jillian Ray Bernstein. Garrett Bigger. Hayden John Brow. Alexis Taylor Brown. Austin Mitchell Brown. Julia Grace Bryan. Jorge Marie Burns. Andrew Stephen Chosky. Christy Lynn Clark. Jeff Edward Cotton Jr. Sierra Marie Crow. Hannah Lynn Cummings. Shawnee Montana Davis. Kirsten Anna Dolph. Cody Jack Flynn. Abraham Lee Foster. Marion Garcini. Gavin J. Green, summa cum laude. Brian Ashton Gritt. Bailey Marie Guyette. Jamilette Estefani Gonzalez. Joshua Hendry. Alexander C. Heston. Peyton Nicole Hearn. Darren John Carney. Michael Andrew Kenny. Brianna Elaine Logue. Brianna Ashley Love. Kersey Rochelle Lundholm. Catherine Jean Martinson. Andrew Oliver McGinnis. Kendra Raylyn Graham. Riley Madison Mint. Rachel Elizabeth Meal. Razali Moreri. Lauren Moore. Megan Lillian Murray. Christina Marie Nelson. Carrie Nolan. Danielle Naomi Norgard. Mitchell Edward Nunez. Bailey Michael O'Brien. Hadley Marie Penisi. Mary Michael Phipps. Brian Omar Ramirez. Monica Reyes. Annalise Olivia Salazar. Andrés Antonio Salcido. Luis Alejandro Saucedo. Tristan James Shank. Dominic William Schmidt. Jessica Louise Schultz. Dylan John Siegel. Catherine Ann Sokol, summa cum laude. Meredith Spellbring. Jocelyn Marie Stewart. Chase Stewart. Callan A. Trapp, magna cum laude. Hannah Renee Trueblood. Isabella Marie Villalpando. Madison Lori Virgil. Elijah Shea Went, magna cum laude. Emily Catherine Wesseling. Reed Cameron Richardson. Sam Eli White. Jared Michael David Zastro. Ruth Lutfi Zota. Students graduating with a bachelor's degree in the College of Natural Resources will be greeted by Dean Dennis Becker. Tyler Joseph Carnes. Kate Marie Averett. Brooke Bahunin. Emma Ann Charlotte, summa cum laude. Kevin Eugene Cleaver. Agapito Curiel. Austin Hafer. Thomas Lee Foltz. Nicholas C. Hathorn. Logan Dean Hildman. Johannes Gabriel Alvarez Ibanez. Tanner Clinton Knox. Michael John McElwich. Brendan Denif Negri. Dean Christopher Nizer. Haley Elizabeth Parrish. Bradley John Pipel. Joshua James Pluid. Samantha Nicole Ray, summa cum laude. Veronica Lewitt Bridges, also summa cum laude. Matthew Christian Pickert. Pickert. Eric John Randell. Isaiah Charles Rinaldi. Carlos Miguel Sims. Jason Lee Vesser. Students graduating with a bachelor's degree in the College of Science will be greeted by Dean Ginger Carney. Alice Catherine Cassell. Ross Frederick Atterbury. Maisie Worthen Brewer. Caitlin Marie Connery. Jackson Cook. Krista Dace. Alyssa Doloan. Alyssa Nicole Gomez, cum laude. Austin Lee Kindle. Dexter Loader. Maria Eugenia Nystrom. Bailey Marie Scott, cum laude. Christine Noel Sarnas. Well done, well done.
Go Vandals!
May I have all the graduates please stand. Here it is, the moment you've been waiting for. It's time to move your tassels from the right to the left. Congratulations, go Vandals. You may be seated. Now I wish to acknowledge, thank, and commend the faculty. Will our faculty please stand up? You provide the knowledge and mentorship to our students. You teach them, you advise them, you support our students and give them the tools they need to be successful in the workforce. You are central to our land-grant mission of teaching, discovery, and service. Thank you for your dedication to our students and to the University of Idaho. And you may be seated. Thank you. I would like to ask Kathy Barnard, Executive Director of our Office of Alumni Relations, to come forward.
Good afternoon, Vandals. Woo! Excellent, good job. Founded in 1898, the University of Idaho Alumni Association is nearly as old as the institution itself. At this point, may I have all University of Idaho alumni in the audience and on the platform, please stand. Excellent. And stay standing. Graduates, you are joining an elite and loyal group of individuals, now numbering over 122,000 strong. They are living and working and making a difference in Idaho, nationally, and around the globe. And now, all of you, too, are a part of the Vandal family. Welcome, congratulations, and as always, go Vandals. You can all be seated.
As we near the end of our commencement ceremony, I'd like to take a moment again to thank the Wind Ensemble, located to the floor on your left. The Wind Ensemble is led by Assistant Professor and Director of Bands, Mark Thiel. Many others worked for several months to make this event so special. My thanks to the many committees, units, colleges, faculty, and staff who had a part in planning this ceremony. Special thanks go to our commencement readers, Rochelle Smith, Lisa Salisbury, and John Crepeau. Thank you also to our university and college floor marshals for volunteering your time today. Graduates, sounds good, doesn't it? Graduates, please join your family and friends after the ceremony on the east end of the floor of the dome for photos and light refreshments. Please wait until the stage party's exited the seating area before you begin to recess. Before we conclude, please join a special University of Idaho tradition, the singing of our alma mater. The words are located in your program. Please stand.
This concludes the 125th commencement of the University of Idaho. Parents, families, and guests, please join your student at the President's reception on the east end floor of the dome. Thank you all for attending.